Hi guys, welcome to another performance using a deck of cards. In fact, you're probably wondering, why has he got a red deck with a blue box? Well, there's nothing in here but one card. Let me show you the card itself. I'm not going to show you the face, but there's the back of it. Nothing else in there. That's the card that I had a feeling about. And we put it there. Now the cards here, which we can just give a quick shuffle, but it doesn't matter because you're going to choose a card in a very random way to see if you have subconsciously the same feelings as me. The cards are just regular, okay, and I want you to give me a number that's not too small but not too big. So I guess between 10 and say 20. 13. I tell you what, let's do it face up so you can actually see what cards they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now we want this to be totally random. So what if we take the 2 digits of 13 and add them together and do that? So I want you to take the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've arrived at this card here, but you could have arrived at any of these cards depending on the number that you chose. Remember, that was a free choice. You could have arrived at any of these. You could have chosen 18, 19, 11. You chose 13 and then 4, and you've arrived at this card here. Now, remember my card here, the feelings. I want you to turn that over. And that is amazing. Look at that. We are both the same feelings. Now it does say that with feelings come empathy, and our 2 cards maybe have an empathy with each other, because if we take a look, not only was mine blue, but your one was too, from a red deck of cards. Now this isn't what's getting me. You see, what really gets me is how comes you managed to choose the only card in the entire pack. So here's the secret to how the trick works. It's very basic, and I'm sure over the years there's been many commercial tricks that follow a similar line, but this is one that I kind of put together and I call feeling or empathy, because I always feel that as well as having a feeling about something happening, a premonition, maybe an empathy could be part of it as well. And that was the blue card part of the trick. But let me show you how it works. First of all, you need some cards here that are blank face but regular backs. Oh, let me put those, some regular backed cards. Blank faces, regular backs. You also need a handful of cards here. In fact, you need enough to cover the number of cards they're going to deal, so 20. Okay, so there's 20 cards here that are regular faces but have nothing on the backs. They're blank backed cards. You also need 2 identical cards that are going to be the false card and the feeling card, and they're going to have a contrasting colour back to these cards here. Now all that's required is you put one of these to one side. It is going to be forced onto them. That's the feeling card. You then take the blank cards and you're going to drop these faces on top, and you want to put the card you're going to force in the 10th position. Now this is a common card force, and I would be surprised if there's anyone that's watching this that's never come across this force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that card you want to force goes into the 10th position. Watch the performance. They give any number between 10 and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, because most of the cards have got regular backs, you can quite freely show them. You can also do a couple of shuffles if you prefer. You don't need to show them. And if you handle these casually, they just look like a regular deck, and you can spread up to where they end. Now, I always make a note of which card is the last faced card. In my case, it's the 9 of hearts. So you can spread the cards quite freely. And you'll notice that when I started to deal out, I did it face down because I'm just trying to convince them that I don't care. So when you ask for a number between 10 and 20, they give a number. Let's say it's, I don't know, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, it was difficult for me to do on the video because you're focused on just the table, but it's much better with misdirection, so they're not going to be watching you all the time. You get them to pick the cards up. They deal out the 2 digits added together, which is 5, the 1 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you force that onto them. Okay. They drop the rest of the cards. Now you're still holding the cards. Now what I would do is find where the end card is and just get a break. You can take these cards, and all you've got to do is to flip these over. That's all you've got to do, is flip these over somehow. Now, to be honest, I've had no problems with this because their focus is on this. They think the cards are finished with. So all I do is I lift above the break, just turn that away and just say, look, you could have had any of those cards that you counted down to. And I've just turned the packet over, just gather these up, just grab the cards and just put the pack to one side. Because you put that to one side, they think this is the rest of the trick. I'm sure you will come up with an alternative way of flipping those cards over. They turn over this, get them to handle the cards. That's a great whammy. A double whammy is when you flick over these, the empathy. They've both gone blue. And the third whammy is when you turn the pack over and spread the cards to show all blanks. Now this part of the trick you probably don't need to do. If you feel this kind of weakens the overall effect, then don't bother with this part of it. You could just use normal cards and just do this part of it, and that will work fine. Till next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, practice and enjoy.